I want to tell you that there is no such thing as a sustainable product or business. Nothing that we create is truly sustainable because we create environmental impact in everything we do. Sustainability means replacing the resources used in the product and the ability for a resource to be sustained at a rate so that it is not compromised for future generations. And we are simply not doing that. As an example of this is our carbon use. Someone like me who is living in Europe is using twice the amount of carbon resources than they should, whilst a person in the United States is using the equivalent amount of carbon for 6 people. The guide is actually only 3 metric tonnes per person per year, but on average around the globe we're using 4.5 metric tonnes. So we're using more carbon and other resources than can be replaced by our planetary system. The planetary system is the biosphere that is the life support system for all humans, plants and animals. So we're using more carbon resources than can be replaced by the planetary system. The terms sustainable and ethical can potentially be untrue due to the overuse of these terms and greenwashing by brands. Greenwashing is what happens when a brand or business markets themselves as environmentally better when it in fact is not true, and a clever PR exercise rather than a step change. So what can we do to bypass the greenwashing and truly ensure that our lifestyle is better for the planet? One route is to look for 3 things in products or services: the Lifecycle Assessment, or an LCA, local living wage production, transparent and trackable sourcing. We can mitigate or reduce our impact via a life cycle assessment, which is an accurate and easy measure to compare products or services. The LCA measures the impact a product or service has on the environment, and we usually measure this in carbon emissions by weight. That's important because the less carbon we use, the less climate change we cause. It's a holistic methodology that quantifies how a product or process affects climate change, non-renewable resources and the environment as a whole. For example, how do Ruby Moon know that we have 42% less carbon emissions for each of the pieces of clothing that we make? First, we measure the carbon needed to make our fabric. We can be sure that there is less carbon emissions because the products are locally manufactured using renewable energy and made from waste materials. We save carbon compared with other swimwear brands who are importing the materials from the Far East made from virgin petrochemicals. Because the energy used in transport and processing also adds to the carbon count. Then we also save carbon by using better quality fabric that's made to last, by doubling the durability to salt water, chlorine and sunlight, and using extra life lycra also, ensuring products are going to last more than 10 years. We use tighter stitching that's less likely to come apart, and we use high quality thread and trims for longevity. We also ensure that all our packaging is low carbon. Following on from packaging, when our customers order from us, we never use courier services. Sending a package that is tracked or registered means that delivery trucks expend terrible amounts of carbon. So we use Royal Mail, which means tapping into the existing service rather than creating a unique distribution channel for each package. Finally, we also consider what happens to that product at the end of use. We collect used swimwear to remanufacture again, meaning that we are able to further reduce our carbon impact. Many so-called sustainable brands are using recycled fabrics, but importing them from the Far East. Not only does that negate any carbon impact, but also those materials are not fully certified or from transparent sources. The LCA is an alternative to greenwashing in the world of sustainability metrics, An LCA can produce results that you can trust, as it is based on international standards, and citizens can evaluate and compare brands. If you are an entrepreneur, we recommend that the most important factor is that you design for durability to increase the lifespan of the product or service, as prolonging the use of a product is the biggest environmental impact that you can make. In clothing, the energy needed for laundering and care is also a factor, as well as estimating the durability of a garment by counting the number of times each garment can be worn. This is called the number of wears. Increasing the practical lifespan of garments is vital, which is why fast fashion is so damaging. Fast fashion is the name given to rapidly produce garments with shorter technical and practical lifespans. This fast lead time leads to inferior quality in the fabric, the dyeing, the printing and the stitching. This is why Ruby Moon uses nylon, and also why synthetic fabrics nearly always have a better LCA than natural fibres, because they are so much more durable and hard wearing. The LCA is an excellent circular economy tool, as it reinforces the science that durability is more important than biodegradability as a factor for designing products. Biodegradable products naturally have a lower life cycle analysis. As the science behind an LCA becomes more comprehensive, other factors need to be considered also. The resource and impact count, including water use, impact on biodiversity, chemical toxins or pollutants, greenhouse gases, and nitrogen and phosphate. If you are a citizen or an entrepreneur, here are a few pointers. Think durable, make local, and use recycled.